Hello, everyone. Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for The Boys Season 4, Episode 7, The Insider. This episode, wow, they've really managed to kind of do it again. We have one episode left before the finale of the season, and we're closing out storylines. We're setting things up for the finale, and although I think that at the end of this season, we're not gonna have a happy ending traditionally. We haven't. It's been announced that season 5 will be the last one, and I think that we're gonna leave a lot of things very much hanging, specifically in a bad place for the boys and the team. And I think that starts with the setup for this episode. So yeah, go watch it. Before I get into spoilers, big highlight of the episode was Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Every scene that he's in, just like man, just chewing the scenery. So let's get into it. Spoilers: if you haven't seen the episode, make sure to come back, check it out. We kick things off with the Avenue V Christmas special, which is just a way for Vought to do propaganda to the kids, led by Ryan, starring Ryan. But Ryan turns out he's not a big fan of the propaganda, so that's really interesting. I like that approach. I think we still don't know where Ryan fully falls on when it comes to everything that's happening, right? Obviously, he wants to be close to his dad, but he's also been raised to be a good person, and I think that's what Butcher kind of keeps seeing in him. So uh, we also see that Sister Sage, after last episode's shenanigans, is starting to be kind of pushed out of the inner circle. She's left out of a meeting with the Seven, which is really not just Homelander and Firecracker. Like everybody else is not really around. Although we do see A Train eavesdropping in the background. A Train gets the boys a picture of who's going to be the shooter for the plan. Right? They want to take out the president, and I think A Train is trying to get the boys as much as he can, like as much information as he can to avoid this from happening. We also see that Butcher admits, after learning how strong the virus has to be, he goes to the rest of the team and admits of kidnapping Dr. Shaw and that he has been doing there. He also pulled Frenchie out of jail to help Dr. Shaw come up with the virus. We know Frenchie is a chemist and he can do things like that. So uh, we get a little scene of Homelander's Christmas apartment. My goodness, the decor is outlandish. But we do see that somehow somehow Butcher has left a gift for Ryan under the tree. So I think this is kind of what's leading to Ryan maybe thinking that he's going to turn things around. We then get to see Mother's Milk giving Butcher control back of the team. And look, everything that he's been going through, I completely understand why his character would feel this way. But we'll see what happens with that, right? Mother's Milk been through some shit, specifically in the last episode. But this is kind of where Jeffrey Dean Morgan shines, right? Because obviously he's not there fully. We learned that last episode. But he just chimes in at the most inopportune times for Butcher. We see that wants to send his family away to have them all, have them be safe from whatever's upcoming, probably in the next episode. We also see that A-Train goes to talk to Ashley about how they should just kind of go away, then leave everything behind, escape, get to safety. Ashley, unfortunately, she realizes that she can't, but she does also realize that it becomes very easy to become a monster if you work at Vought, if you're part of Vought. Um, After the team investigates and they go try to find the shooter based on A-Train's information, they realize that the shooter is a shapeshifter, which makes things very difficult. Sister Sage definitely planning, a few steps ahead of the boys. And this is where A-Train goes to confront because he's checking in on everything that's going on. He realizes that is not with the team as they go track down the shooter. And he kind of confronts him like, you think you could just leave and get away? You think you can get away from Vought? Like everybody's putting kind of their ass on the line. So Homelander then interrogates who he believes to be the leak, which is Web Weaver. And we knew this was going to end badly. It's a very comedic moment because obviously when Web Weaver is nervous, like he can't stop spewing out the web from his butt or from right above his butt, to be more precise. Homelander gets fed up with him and just literally splits him in half. It is disgusting and it's crazy and it's wild. Kimiko and Frenchie are over at Dr. Shaw with Dr. Shaw to help with the virus. And they kind of reconnect. They realize that they've been doing stuff the wrong way. And they also realize that they have a lot of shared trauma, right? Kimiko tells Frenchie the real reason she doesn't speak, which is pretty messed up. I'll just let you be the judge of that when you get to that scene, because it's very well performed. The Deep also gets caught cheating by his octopus girlfriend Ambrosia. So he pretty much, well, we don't know that she is dead, but he broke the tank and then left her in the closet. So the assumption is that she would suffocate as she is an octopus. Huey then goes off to visit Neuman, which is really bold, brave move, and it's pretty crazy too. So yeah, like they have a really interesting conversation, but unfortunately, Newman's not budging. Like you can tell that these two definitely had a friendship, even if you hadn't been keeping up. The show really smartly gives you that inkling again. Like remember, these two were pretty good friends. Like well, throughout the campaign, while Huey was helping. Um, then the Deep and Noir are instructed to go kill Butcher and the boys. But luckily, A Train and MM show up to help. But this means that now Homelander will find out that A Train is the leak. Uh, by doing this and by finding out himself, uh, Sister Sage confronts Homelander. They're not going according to the plan. And she tells him that she knew that A Train was the leak and was using him to give the boys misinformation as part of a bigger plan. But yeah, Homelander fires Sage. We get a really comedic moment where both the Noir and Deep apparently were both hooking up with Sister Sage. Uh, Interestingly enough, when Noir did it, I guess he didn't have to do the lobotomy. The Deep just like he can't catch a break, but you know that's what he gets for being a douchebag. Uh, Back at the lab, Dr. Shaw infects Kimiko to be able to escape, where we get one of the gnarliest scenes of the episode. He stabs her in the leg with a needle, so um, then Frenchie cuts out her leg before the virus can spread. So you know, it's so now they have a version of the virus that can be extracted, but is it strong enough to kill Homelander? They have to figure that out. Then we get to kind of some of the closing scenes. First, we get a little button with Ryan where the Christmas show that they were rehearsing for earlier goes live. They have this really outlandish song about reporting people and saying something. People that disagree with Vaughn and Homelander's views, pretty much. Um, and yeah, Ryan kind of speaks out about it on TV, and this gives Butcher a little bit of hope. But is it too late? And then in the last scene, we see that Annie's back at home with Huey. They hook up, and then we realize that Annie was actually replaced by the shapeshifter earlier, and the real Annie is locked up away in somewhere else. So holy shit, how are we gonna get past this in the last episode of The Boys? I'm telling you, it's gonna be a wild one next week, so I can't wait to talk about it. So if you've seen this episode, let me know what did you think about it down in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.